The Mendoza Line, mortgages, what do they have in common? I'm going to hit you with a couple of things here. And this guy, Mariano Mendoza, I do love those old Pirates hats that were like flat on the top. But if you don't know about the Mendoza Line, what it is essentially in baseball, you had to be able to hit at least 200, regardless of how good you could field, to be able to stay in the show, right, in the big game. And mortgage is not that dissimilar. There's multiple components, right? You have to be able to get enough leads. So you need to be able to talk to enough people, but you also need to be able to convert at a certain level to be able to stay in the game. And I drew some pictures for you, and it kind of looks like this. A lot of people start out, right? We start out, maybe I'll do this. We start out and we get like 20 leads a month, and we're able to convert at 20% of this, friends, family, those kind of things. These people have a high trust in you. So you go out and you convert. 20% is awesome. 20 leads, not super awesome. But it yields you, 3-4 closings. You're in that ballpark. Some people are only getting 20 leads and can only convert at 5-10%. You got a completely different problem. You haven't hit the big leagues yet. But let's say this yields you 4 closings. So you decide, I'm going to go out and I'm going to pump up my game. I'm going to go out and buy some leads. I'm going to do some different things. And you believe everything else is going to hold true. Well, here's what happens. You go out and you buy 100 leads, but your conversion goes from 20 down to 5% because these people don't know you. They're pitching faster. They got curveballs. They got a lot of other components where you might have been able to hit, 20% in high school. Well, now you're here in the big leagues and you can't hit anywhere near that. So let's say you're yielding a 5% closing, 5% on 100 leads, you're getting one more closing. Let's say you're paying $30 a lead. That's $3K. So you're spending $3K in additional monies to get one more loan closed. And maybe you have to cut margin and do some other stuff. So what happened there is the leads got more, but your skill dropped. So I think in a perfect world, what you'd like to see is something like this, right? Your pyramid gets bigger, but now let's say you're at 10% closed. So at 10% closed, now you're doing 10 closed clients. And 10 closed clients is way better. And so what happens here, though, the difference between the 5% on 100 leads or the 20% on 20 leads is a lot of different moving parts. You need to do things because as you get into this where you're buying leads, guess who you're competing with? You're competing with a lot of bigger companies with bigger budgets that are going to be able to do the AI thing. They're going to be able to do this thing. They've got a brand presence. They've got a lot of different things. So what do you have? You're only trying to convert, let's say, 1 out of every 10 that you're buying. What can you do to differentiate yourself? If you've been doing mortgages for 25 years and you've got great pricing and the process is simple and you've got it dialed in and you understand all the programs, there's a lot of value you can bring. But in the world of AI and everything being fake, a lot of your value proposition gets lost. It gets diminished in the thing. So what can you do? You can send out better emails, better initial things. You can raise your hand in a different way. Hey, this is John. I've been doing this for 25 years. If you're looking for some, fast talking headset jockey, I'm probably not your guy. Here's what my clients like about me, A, B, C, and D, and check out my 106 Google reviews. That may resonate with 1 out of 10 clients a little bit different. So you've got to do things to differentiate yourself. So different is better than better. Better is often a offer where it's an improvement offer. Better than what? It's going to be very hard to do better marketing than some company that spends millions of dollars a quarter on marketing. It's going to be very hard to be better than different people, but I can definitely be different. So focus on the different things, focus on the things that set you apart, and then land in front of them in a different way. Intentionally or unintentionally, every single thing we do is marketing. So when they go and look out at your social media, what do they see? Are you trying to do the thing of the 22-year-old when you're a 60-year-old? Or are you trying to just be authentic to who you are? My encouragement would be yourself. Look at every email you send, whether it be a processing email. You don't send a single processing email. They're all prospecting emails. Every single thing you do is a prospecting activity. Everything is a sales activity. And as you start to operate with that mindset, guess what happens? Your conversions go up. And as you start to operate with that mindset that everything is sales, guess what else happens? You start getting more leads because you get more referrals, more word of mouth, all of those things. So you've got to be increasing not only your number of leads and number of eyeballs that see you, but what you do once they're there to increase your conversion. So this scenario here, 10% on 100 leads, that's 10 closings. And I believe that's very realistic for everybody that's out there. It's a culmination of skills. It's stacking, it's leverage, it's putting those things together and having a game plan for every single lead of exactly how do you extract from that lead from the second their eyeballs land on you, all the way through them closing and then them referring friends, family. And it's doable. You just have to have a plan and a system, but work on getting better as well as bigger. You got questions, concerns, reach out. We'd love to have a conversation about how we can help you do this very thing.